Winter used to feel predictable: snow, cold, and a rhythm our ancestors understood. But lately, it feels different. One day, the wind howls like an ancient beast; the next, the air smells like spring. These wild swings aren't just confusing our weather apps, they're confusing our souls. In a world where comfort depends on electricity and convenience, a sudden storm or blackout can turn comfort into chaos. Yet somewhere, far from the noise of modern life, there are people who never panic. No power? No problem. Roads frozen? They're still working, still warm, still fed. The Amish have been living this way for centuries, thriving, not just surviving, through every brutal winter. Their secret? A philosophy that turns simplicity into strength. And tonight, we're uncovering the timeless wisdom that every Amish person wishes you had this winter. 1. The Pantry of Promise. For the Amish, a pantry isn't just a place to store food, it's a lifeline. Imagine shelves lined with the golden glow of canned peaches, deep red jars of tomatoes, crisp green beans, and the comforting scent of applesauce made from last autumn's harvest. When a blizzard howls outside and the world feels frozen, they open a jar of summer itself. Each lid that pops isn't just food, it's security, love, and preparation. They don't rush to supermarkets before a storm, they already have everything they need. You don't need acres of farmland to follow their example. You just need to start, maybe by learning to can or dehydrate food while it's cheap and fresh. Because when the snow falls hardest, nothing feels warmer than knowing you're ready. 2. Fire without fear. When the lights flicker and the power grid fails, most of us shiver in the dark. The Amish? They light a fire. At the heart of every Amish home stands a wood-burning stove, crackling, glowing, alive. It's not just a heat source, it's a symbol of independence. Around it, water heats, bread bakes, and families gather close, their faces lit by amber flame. This is warmth you can see, hear, and feel in your bones. Even if you can't install one, the lesson stands: always have a backup. A kerosene heater, a propane stove, or just layers of wool and heavy blankets. Because winter doesn't wait for convenience, and comfort belongs to those who prepare. 3. The fabric of survival. Walk into an Amish home and you'll see quilts hanging like art, but these aren't decorations. They're fortresses against the cold. Every patch and stitch is a story, hours of work, generations of skill, and the quiet assurance that warmth doesn't come from a thermostat. A handmade quilt traps heat better than most modern materials. Wool socks, flannel pants, and layered clothing do the rest. They buy once and buy for life, choosing durability over fashion, warmth over style. In a disposable world, the Amish remind us that true comfort is handcrafted, not store-bought. 4. Light in the darkness. When the power fails and the night swallows your home, silence and shadows can feel suffocating. The Amish don't fear that darkness, they tame it. Oil lamps flicker softly across wooden tables, casting golden halos on walls. Candles glow beside Bibles and books, their flames dancing like whispers of peace. This isn't just lighting, it's atmosphere. It slows time, calms the mind, and draws people closer. Keeping a few oil lamps or long-burning candles isn't just practical, it's an invitation to rediscover serenity. Because sometimes, the most peaceful light is the one that flickers. 5. The hands that mend. When the world breaks something, we throw it away. When the Amish break something, they fix it. They mend torn sleeves, sharpen dull tools, repair fences, patch roofs, and keep their homes running with little more than skill and patience. It's not pride, it's power. A storm may isolate them, but they're never helpless. Even knowing how to fix a leak, sew a tear, or sharpen a blade makes the difference between panic and peace. Self-reliance isn't about doing everything yourself, it's about knowing that you can when you need to. 6. The circle of community. Perhaps the Amish's greatest strength isn't in their tools or traditions, it's in their togetherness. When disaster strikes, they don't wait for help. They are the help. A burned barn is rebuilt in a day because a dozen hands show up before sunrise. If a neighbor falls ill, food and care arrive without being asked. In a season where isolation often deepens, their unity becomes their warmth. We might not share barns anymore, but we can share compassion. A knock on a neighbor's door, a shoveled walkway, a shared meal, these are the new barn raisings of our time. 7. The quiet joy of simplicity. In an Amish winter, joy doesn't come from screens or gadgets. It comes from laughter around a table, a fiddle's tune echoing off wooden walls, or stories told by lamplight. Candlelight fills the room with a calm golden glow. Shadows flicker softly across faces and walls. The atmosphere is pure joy without technology, human connection, storytelling, and peace. Visual tone, gentle, cinematic, painterly. Details, wooden furniture, wool clothing, hand-woven rugs, warm colors, and natural lighting that highlights the emotional depth of togetherness. 8. Harmony with the season. The Amish don't fight winter, they embrace it. To them, it's a time of rest, reflection, and quiet work. While modern life demands constant motion, they slow down and listen, to the snow falling on fields, to the creak of wood, to the rhythm of their own breath. Winter becomes a sacred pause between the planting and the harvest, a chance to plan, repair, and renew. What if we do the same? What if winter wasn't an obstacle, but an invitation? 9. Lessons from the past, strength for the future. Every Amish practice, from food storage to sewing, carries a truth the modern world has forgotten: resilience begins long before crisis strikes. Their way of life isn't outdated, it's prophetic. In a world of blackouts, shortages, and uncertainty, their old methods feel strangely futuristic. They teach us that security isn't about what you own, it's about what you know, what you can do, and who stands beside you when the cold sets in. 10. The warmth money can't buy. There's a kind of comfort that no modern convenience can match, the kind built with care, shared over years, and passed down like a secret recipe. The Amish live that comfort daily. They've turned survival into serenity, preparation into peace. Their winters aren't endured, they're lived. And that's a lesson worth remembering, especially now, when comfort feels fragile and the world outside feels unpredictable. The winter within. Maybe the real storm isn't outside, it's inside us. The rush, the noise, the dependency on systems we can't control. The Amish way isn't about going backward, it's about grounding ourselves in what endures. A full pantry, a flickering lamp, a quilt stitched with love, a neighbor's knock at the door, these are the things that carry us through the cold. This winter, don't just survive. Relearn what it means to live warm, connected, and prepared. Because sometimes, the simplest life is the strongest one.